Hey guys, it's Clint, and now Wired.com is in on the action in defense. In defense, they're now white knighting for Captain Marvel. They put out this article just recently. Rotten Tomatoes revamp could save Captain Marvel. This is going to be interesting. Before we delve into that, I just want to remind you that I'm writing this comic book, Downcast, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. Good storytelling and no social justice politics. So if you're interested in this, and this is important because on April 2nd, I'm going to be launching it. And if you want, or if you're interested in it and you want to be able to get the exclusive deals, they're not going to be offered to anybody else. Those are only will go to the people, those special early bird deals. They only go to people that are signed up for the mailing list and for people that are signed up for Subscribestar. Links to both of those are in the description below. So Captain Marvel, how on earth is Rotten Tomatoes going to save Captain Marvel? You may have heard of the controversial decision that Rotten Tomatoes made to basically eliminate negative, not reviews, really. They were asking if you were interested in seeing the movie, and they're getting rid of it. Does this sound familiar? Because this sounds a lot like what Netflix did with that Amy Schumer comedy special that they did, because it got such bad reviews. Now, thanks to that, there are no reviews any longer. So this is a weird thing, especially because it's called Rotten Tomatoes. That implies that there's going to be really harsh criticism of movies. So harsh, people are hurling Rotten Tomatoes at the screen or the actors and the actresses. But in today's day and age, that's just too much. And let's not be naive. This certainly has something to do with the fact that this is a Disney-owned property, and they want to make a lot of money. So Wired starts out by saying the flood of trolling on Rotten Tomatoes started about a month ago, weeks before the release of Captain Marvel. Commenters on the site were already claiming the movie was garbage and that they had no intentions of seeing it. I'm going to pause right there. So what? There are a lot of movies that I've seen the trailers for or that I've heard about, and I have no desire to watch the movies. This is important feedback from your audience. And if Disney cared, if Marvel cared, then they would be looking at this stuff and trying to figure out, what exactly is the problem. It could be a messaging problem, which indeed, that's exactly what this is. It's a messaging problem. Another thing is, why is everyone a troll that disagrees with you? To me, trolling is they're doing something just to get a reaction and they don't really care. That's how I would see trolling. But if you're talking about, fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe who are genuinely upset and they are annoyed with this film before it airs, and you're asking them what they think about the film and if they're going to go to it, it only makes sense that they would respond. That is not trolling. Somebody said, terrible movie, hate it already, one wrote. Not interested in seeing another SJW, social justice warrior. Propaganda film, claimed another. And finally, this movie is destined to flop. Another day, another attempt to pillory a film long before anyone in the comment thread could have seen the movie in question. We've seen this story before. They said, we've written this story before, but now Rotten Tomatoes is trying to do something about it. The question is, why is Rotten Tomatoes trying to do something about it? Why does Rotten Tomatoes care? There are certain movies that, people haven't liked. And really what this says to me is, think about this. How amazing is it that you have so much power? A review on Rotten Tomatoes has so much power, you can scare Disney, a company like Disney, scare them so much they're willing to get together with a company like Rotten Tomatoes just to make it right. Now, rather than admitting that social justice politics are annoying and that your actual fan base isn't interested in that, they're interested in entertainment, rather than understanding that and reacting to that, instead they're going to silence the dissent so that it just appears as though everyone likes it. All right, so you may know this already, but on Monday, the movie review site announced some changes to the way it deals with audience scores, specifically that it will no longer show the want to see percentage score, right? So this is not a review. This is It's asking you if you want to see a movie. And if you don't want to see a movie, again, this is just like before the movie, like this would be important information, but they're getting rid of it. Now here, I thought Rotten Tomatoes was for moviegoers so that they could go and see what other people think about movies, both critics and customers alike. And if you could compare those two things, you would have a better idea if you are going to like the movie or not. But now Rotten Tomatoes isn't about the customer. It's about corporate interests. This is insane. What world are we living now that big corporations and far left social justice politics are one and the same? Do you see how crazy this is? So they continue here that they found that the percentage score is often confused with the audience score. So actual reviews versus want to see score. Here's the thing though, they are different. Maybe you could make them look more different. And in fact, it's supposedly confusing so many people that everybody's saying that trolls came in and wrote bad reviews for a movie they haven't even seen yet. Well, that's not what it was. This isn't a review. This is, you're asking them if they want to see the movie and they're telling you the truth. But you don't want to, you can't handle the truth. Okay, we'll skip down here a little bit. True to their word, the company now relegates the want to see option to a small button below Captain Marvel's scores, which are blank since the critics' review embargo is still in effect and no general audience have seen it yet. But subsequent want to see isn't all Rotten Tomatoes is doing to stop the trolls. Again, why are they trolls? What makes them trolls? Because they don't like the movie that you're trying to push on them. They said, unfortunately, we have seen an uptick in non-constructive input. Since the site is called Rotten Tomatoes, why does the input need to be constructive? You're the one that makes it constructive. This is your audience. It's not your creative writing teacher or your writers group. They could give you feedback that's constructive. Your audience is going to tell you just exactly what they think, and it's up to you to make that constructive. They said borderline trolling, which they believe is a disservice to our general readership. Now, I'm going to take issue with that. Is it really their general readership, or is it the movies that they are trying to promote and, presumably are paying them money to make sure that they don't, that they hide these negative comments? Okay, they say this for fans and presumably studios. That's a little backward, I think. This is really about studios, not fans. Is a long overdue reprieve. It's nearly impossible to tell which comments are from actual fans and which are from users that are just in it for the lulz. So why do you have to determine that? Who cares? If you make something for the fans to report on, just let it be. This is like those Amazon reviews. Have you seen the sugar-free gummy bears? Look those up on Amazon sometimes. Read the reviews. It's like a creative writing assignment, and everybody's writing about the horrible, apparently they do have a tendency to give the consumer of the bears diarrhea. And so, yeah, look at the reviews on one of those. They're hilarious. That's beside the point. My point is, you just let reviews be. If you're going to open it up to the public, then you can't judge it by people's intentions. There's no technology to do that. And in fact, it's a little creepy. Just let it be. I will tell you, though, a lot of this has to do with the distrust of Disney because of what they've done to Star Wars. They did it to Ghostbusters. They're going to say it here, too. And so people don't trust. They see the tide changing. I think the best way to prove anyone wrong is to just release the movie and have it be a great movie that people enjoy that is not ramming politics down their throat. If you do that, I guarantee you, none of this is going to matter. But when you're courting controversy in the lead up to your movie release, don't be surprised when controversy comes knocking at your door. The only thing that they hadn't anticipated, or that they're starting to respect a little bit, is the power of the internet and the power of their fans to speak really loudly. Okay, so they say, will Rotten Tomatoes' new changes come in time to save Captain Marvel from the trolls? Some of the damage has already been done, but the move will definitely stop it from getting worse. I suspect that this movie is going to do just as well as it was going to otherwise. You're going to get some really dedicated people that aren't going to watch it in theaters, but I suspect it's still going to do just fine because most people aren't following the culture war this closely. But who knows? Maybe it'll put a significant dent in. One thing is for sure: if it doesn't do well at the box office, you know exactly who they're going to blame. Okay, then they're going to compare it to Black Panther, and they say when a move is made to tank Black Panther's scores last year, it was largely shut down. And the movie went on to make more than $1.3 billion at the box office and won 3 Oscars. I don't care about the Oscars. That doesn't matter. But Black Panther was genuinely a good movie. So this only proves my point. If it's a good movie and it's not ramming politics down your face, then there's nothing stopping it from making money. It has nothing to do with what's on Rotten Tomatoes. Unless, of course, they know what's going to be ramming politics down your throat. And in that case, those reviewers are going to be right, and that doesn't make them look good. Here's the stupidest statement I've seen. Does this mean movie trolling has been solved? No. Really? There's going to be trolls for everything, always, all the time. Just don't feed the trolls, right? I mean, this is basic internet protocol. Other movies don't seem to have this problem, but if you're inviting it, if you're purposely going out of your way to invite it, you're going to get just what you ordered. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and how this whole case is developing. It's really, really interesting now that it seems like everybody's diving in to save it. So yeah, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. And last but not least, don't forget about Downcast. Look in the link in the description below. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.